G'day everyone and welcome back to Hayes Homestead. Now, I'd just like to get real with you for a minute because I don't want this channel to be a highlight reel of sunshine and daisies of living in rural Australia, because the reality is it's not. In fact, this week we've had some of the most brutal weather that we have seen to date, and it very nearly stalled this project in its tracks. So this is going to be an unfiltered window into what really happens here week by week, and expect to see maybe a little rant or two and definitely a little bit of whinging, but you're going to have to excuse that because I was born a pom and unfortunately it's in my veins, so occasionally it will happen. But I wasn't going to let it defeat me. In fact, I pushed through some very serious wind to get over a hurdle of this project that was paramount to this whole thing moving forward. But this weather hasn't been without its casualties, and we've lost something that stood on this property for a very long time. And on top of that, other bits of structures have also suffered too, which means I'm going to have to come back and repair those at a later date when all of this crazy weather dies down. One such casualty is unfortunately this tree behind me. Now, I know it looks dead, and it is and has been for quite some time, but dead or alive, this tree has stood here since the mid 1800s. So it's been here for over 175 years, and even though it survived bushfires, cyclone winds, crazy storms, this week the weather seems to have got the better of it. And it stood alone in this field as a little landmark, and it was always nice to look out to. Even though it wasn't alive, it stood there proud and strong as a reminder of what used to be here. And unfortunately, the weather has claimed it as a victim, which is quite sad if you consider how long it's been there, and now it's finally broken off and it's something that will now no longer be a part of my landscape, which is a little bit sad. If anything, it should tell you just how serious the weather has been this week, because it's been very crazy indeed, and it still continues to blow. So who knows what else this weather will claim. So enjoy what happens in this episode, because it is not only entertaining, but it is also very transformative, and the results are spectacular. And if this is your first time here at the channel, welcome to Hayes Homestead. Don't forget, hit the subscribe button, because we do a weekly video, always something happening. There's always a little bit of entertainment and always something going on here. So don't forget, subscribe and follow along, because I'd really appreciate it. It helps our channel grow, but it also helps YouTube direct more of this type of content from other channels that you probably never even heard of to you, so then you get to watch more entertainment. So without further ado, let's get into it. It looks like the putty on this door is finally dry enough for me to start sanding it down and painting it. The first thing we need to do is give it a brush back, get any bits of dirt off, give it a proper sanding, take it right back, and then a thorough cleaning to ensure that there's no dust lingering before we start putting on our paint. And I'm going to go with a white weather shield. It's quite important to use an external paint when doing projects like this, even if it is for a shed. The reason being is a weather shield paint is UV stable for a start, which means when it's outside, especially in the Australian elements like our harsh sun, it's going to stand the test of time, and it's not going to flake off and peel. It's going to help protect this door for a few more years to come. I know it's only on a shed, but you still want it to last. You don't want to be taking it off and redoing it. So let's get the sander out, get this sanded back, and we can start painting it. With the door all masked up so I don't have to do any unnecessary cleaning on the glass, we're ready to start throwing our first coat of paint. This will be the inside of the door, the other side the outside. So I'll do this side first and then I'll do 2 edges and then we'll flip it over and I'll do the other side once this side is all dry, and then maybe we'll be ready to hang it, put some door hardware in it. It's time to give this old door a new lease of life and make it look nice again.
Got the feeling in your bones, make you feel right at home. Honey, does it well, keep me dancing till I'm dead. Cause I could run a mile of this, head over heels since I miss. The sun has got me on my track, I ain't ever looking back.
Today is meant to be a very high fire danger day, and so far we've had 2 enormous thunderstorms roll through and a lot of lightning and a lot of thunder. Plan to do some heat safe jobs because it's very high wind today and very high fire danger, so I figured I'd get some safe jobs done, maybe some painting, do some other bits and pieces. And so far all we've had is serious heavy rain and storms. And now we've got blue skies, and this afternoon we're going to get 90k winds. I mean, you got to love it, right? But that's just the weather for you, so I don't know, we'll find something to do. I've got to go into town, pick up a parcel, and when I get back it's likely going to be blowing an absolute gale and still a little soggy. Let's hope we don't get any trees come down, because that'd be quite annoying. Homestead life. Oh well, it's time to get on with some more jobs, I suppose.
Ruled by the laws above, nature shows me, makes me taught. I could climb this mountain now, rise above the clouds and see. Well, oh, the falls have kept me strong, never did I mean no wrong. Cause I ain't looking back. I ain't looking back. Ain't looking back.
It is blowing something absolutely filthy today, and it's something that happens quite often here, is that we get quite fierce winds, and today they're about 90k, which is of course quite windy. And it also sort of explains why I build things the way I build things, because we get these winds frequently. I tend to build things that won't blow away easily. So not a very good day for me to be up on the roof putting flappy bits of metal and plastic up there, but it is a good day for me to continue doing some painting. So I'm going to start painting the ends of the joists, and then I want to put another bit of timber that will go along here to just come down to the ends of the joist, and we're also going to paint that too. And then I've got some other little timber accents and whatnot that will go on here also. So I guess staying with the theme of today, painted the door, finished doing that. The other one still isn't dry, so we can't do that one yet. So I guess painting it is. We'll just continue painting on, and hopefully tomorrow, I think the wind is meant to settle down. We can get up on the roof, start putting a roof on this thing, get the path in, start finishing it all off, because this project has dragged on. Even with the mammoth help that I got from Des last week, I think we still need to sort of keep that pace. So painting it is.
These are the offcuts from when we cut down the timbers for the joist, and rather than try and find some other project for them, I think just using them for this to kind of close up that gap. It's not structural, it's literally just to kind of extend that bit at the front so it's a bit more rigid towards the end of the joist. So I mean, perfect to use little offcuts like this because it's not going to be structural or anything, and it's not going to keep the water out. We'll just use this.
All right, I must confess. Cheers, Brit.
It's Brittany, bitch.
Sorry, Brittany. It is actually much later in the afternoon than I had planned because it is the Black Friday / run up to Christmas. So it's that time of year where we have to find a load of links for the things that we want for Christmas and send it to our significant other so we can order it in time for Christmas and in the Black Friday sales, so we save as much money as possible. And if you live in a rural location, then you will know that this is key to making sure you have everything that you want for Christmas under the tree in time. and therefore this takes up a little bit of time looking through links and finding the things that you want for Christmas, and also making sure that you've got all the bits and pieces that you need for said product to use it properly when it arrives. So unfortunately, yeah, spend a bit of time inside at lunch trying to get all that sorted, but nonetheless we will now get on to the things that we need to do, which is back at the potting shed. So I guess let's get over and try and hammer out as much as we can in the very little time that I've got left to do that this afternoon. It's been so windy today as well, so it makes things outside quite hard to do, but never say never. I'm sure we can get some stuff done, so let's just get on with that. This wind is not letting up, and according to the weather app, it's here to stay for at least the rest of this week and into the middle of next week, which is problematic because to get the roof on up here is going to be really difficult. If the wind picks up those clear plastic sheets, with them being a bit thinner, I don't want it to just rip off and tear massive holes in it. I do want to secure them down with timber battens across the top so they don't flap about too much, but it's just part of doing projects outside in areas that you get some crazy weather, and I just want to make sure that this video goes somewhere and it's not a non-starter, because I like to show some progress and get something done so it looks at least almost complete, because this project has gone on for quite some time, and even with the help that I had from Des, I want to try and keep that momentum. You just have to roll with the punches. It is what it is. Maybe I'll come out early in the morning tomorrow and try and slap the roof on before the wind picks up, but they're pretty crazy winds. It's like 50 to 80 km/h winds, some days 90 km/h winds, which is quite fierce, so I don't want to end up ruining the materials that I have for it before I've had a chance to get it all secured down. C'est la vie.
Cause my mother told me as a child, boy, don't play around with fire.
break my heart and leave me hurt. The next one just gonna do me worse. So if they all no good, I'll just be bad with you. Cause my mother told me as a child, boy, don't play around with fire, cause you might just end up getting burned. And I know the wicked never rest, so I always try my best. But there's some lessons hard for me to learn, like good boys don't play with bad.
With all of these bits of trim on and all of the sort of jamming for the door, and we've cladded that end and closed that up, it's looking pretty good. I also added a few boards on the end of here because this first sheet here will be a steel sheet and I don't want any gaps for things to sneak in underneath, so I added that so I can screw down into that and close up any gaps on this end. But I think once we slap some paint on it, it's going to look pretty good and it will really make it pop. The other end where the other door is going to go, I'm going to wait until that door is ready before I start putting in all of these bits, and then we can just paint those in situ. But I think for now, starting to come together, but I think the black will really make a difference. So let's get started on it. This morning I came out and it was 30k winds, 60k gusts, and I thought, well, maybe I'll just paint up some of these battens. It was quite hot. I didn't want to cut those sheets down while it was hot and windy because I don't want to start a grass fire. And then I went to town, go get some hay and bits and pieces, thinking it might calm down in a bit. Well, I was wrong. And now I just got a notification that we have got 2 storms incoming. So in the next 5 minutes, it's going to absolutely hammer it down. I just can't seem to catch a break. I don't know who's controlling the weather, but whoever it is, stop it. Stop it right now. I really need to put this roof on. I think I just needed to have a rant about it. I can already feel the water droplets. If I could get this roof on, I could potentially be in here doing some work on the path, but just don't seem to be getting a window this week. It's just the worst week of wind we've had in a long time. Thank you for listening to me whinge. I just need to go and find something I can do where I'm not going to get soaked. It would be lovely if I could maybe get at least a sheet or 2 on here and start to close some of it up so I can work in here and get the beds done, and then at least that way I'll be dry somewhat. I mean, this side is still exposed, but you know, at least I'll be able to work in here and do something, but I just can't. I just can't. Well, the roof is on, except for one more steel sheet that goes down here, which I do need to trim a little bit shorter to make it not as wide as the one down here. And if there's anything you know about the way that I work, is I like things to look a little bit more polished. I like to go with a bit of a theme. I like things to kind of look the same, so it all kind of ties in with each other. That means I've got to cut a couple more bits of timber, and I've got a few more bits of timber to fix on the outside just to kind of finish off the look, but I reckon we can do it. So let's move our ass and get the rest of these bits of timber on, and then it'll start to look a little bit more complete. Got a little less wind this morning, so let's try and beat the clock and get as much of this done as possible so I can finish editing this up and get it posted for my normal scheduled spot. So let's go. Well, there you have it. We cut it down to the absolute wire with this one, but we managed to get the roof on. We managed to close some of it up, and we managed to get it painted and looking a little bit more special than it did before, tying it in with the rest of the garden. And getting the roof on has made such a big difference. It looks really big in here. The clear plastic panels are actually working really well on holding, which is great because I was very concerned that they were going to rip. And on top of that, we managed to fit the door on this end and get it all painted up and make it look just that little bit special. And I quite like the way it's coming along. So let me know in the comments what you think. Do you like the way it looks, or is there something that you think we should add? I do still have some other little bits of trim to go on to close up the gaps around where the corro sheets are on the bottom to make sure things don't sneak in and steal what's inside there. But that, of course, will have to wait for the next video. So I really appreciate you guys watching. Thank you so much for your support. Don't forget to leave us a comment because we try to reply to everybody. Hit the like button, and if you really liked it, use a hype to show YouTube that we are making content that you enjoy. So join us next week for more shenanigans and more chaos, and hopefully a lot more entertainment as we try to push through and get the rest of this finished up, because there's never a dull moment here at Hayes Homestead. So thanks very much for watching. I'll catch you next week. See you around.
On the road, I've been away for far too long, but now I'm on my way back home. I hear the west winds calling out my name. They're telling me to head your way, down your road and past your gates. Keep your eyes on the horizon.